Welcome back to my series on the TC tank pedals. That's what I call them because they're freaking tanks. We're talking about pedals that used to be Behringer pedals, Behringer Pedale, in German, and that TC was tasked by their new bosses, because Behringer bought TC Electronic, to revamp into something more sturdy and better, and something that they can sell again to a new audience, a TC audience. So yes, it says TC Electronic on it, but it's not strictly all the way TC developed. So TC looked at these pedals and said, okay, we need to make them tankier, sturdier, bigger, better, put some better components in it. The switch is killer. It's not a big clicky switch. It's like clack, 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 clack. It feels really nice. We have top-mounted ins and outs. This is solid shit, people. We have a circuit-mounted 9-volt input. It's not mounted to the actual chassis. Could be better, but again, whatever. 9-volt input, 100 milliamps. They don't all take 100 milliamps. They use less. It would be nice if TC actually told us what they realistically use so that we can plan our boards better, but whatever. The knobs feel really big and sturdy. They are big. We have two U-shapes that intermingle here. You and you, and you and me, whatever. Rubber feet. Put the Velcro on. You probably don't even need to take the rubber feet off. That's what they learned from the other pedals. The hammer-shaped tone print pedals, we know and we love them. This is about the size difference. They are not as wide, they are not as high, and they're not as thick. So these are, they're freaking brick, okay? Gunk. The nice thing about all the top mounting is that you can actually put your pedals right next to each other on your board and save space that way. And now the foot switches are still far enough apart so that you don't accidentally hit both pedals. So this is all good. The price at €49 is incredible for a TC pedal. They feel more high quality, sturdier, heavier. They feel better than most Chinese brands. They feel better than a Joyo or a Harley Benton pedal or a Moore pedal or maybe a Hot Tone pedal. Definitely better than K-Line or all these Chinese brands. They sometimes feel flimsy. You know, I love my Joyo pedals. There's some great sounds in there, but in the past, they haven't always impressed us with a foot switch that will continuously work. They can break. We know this. That's why they're $30. Well, these are 50, and we really hope that the foot switch doesn't break. It makes a great impression so far. We looked at the Rush and the Cinders, Booster, Overdrive. Now we're going to look at the Fuzz. The Rusty Fuzz. We have fuzz, volume, and tone, which is kind of weird with the placement because on the Cinders, we have tone and drive. So on the Fuzz, there's fuzz and tone. Why not keep it in the same position, I ask? The test we're doing right now is we have the Natsangi Thelma, which is a T-style guitar with a Douglas fir and ash body, and Douglas fir, ash, and walnut multiple thingy neck here. P90 in the back, single coil in the front, maple fretboard. Werner Wende from Natsangi Stromgitarren makes a killer guitar. This thing clocks in at about $2,000, and for what you're getting, that's really a steal. So I thought for the Fuzz, we're gonna go with single coil, more of a vintagey vibe. And what you're hearing is the Carl Martin Custom Shop 50 in purple right there, hand-wired super boutique. At the end of the demo, I'm gonna go and record a loop and actually pump this through a whole bunch of amps. The Carl Martin, an AC30, which is a reference amp, AC30 head, a Houston Kettner amp, which is kind of a mid-priced €1,000 amp, on clean. The Dietzel Powell, which clocks in at about $2,000, and a very inexpensive €149 Joyo hybrid amp. It's going to be quieter because it's not as loud. It's gonna be quieter because it's not as loud. The Joyo, don't say, oh, it doesn't sound good because it's quiet. It simply is, it's a 20-watt hybrid amp, okay? So, we're on the single coil right now. Gonna take fuzz down and just engage. it's weird. The pedal engages when you lift up. So when you push down, nothing happens. That might be something that we have to get used to. I lift up, and then the pedal is there. Usually we go click and we don't care, but you just simply have to know that you can't like lean down and stay on it and hope that something happens. Fuzz, the other flavor of overdrive. Yes, this fuzz is not your broken, can't barely use it below the 12th fret, kind of Super Mario sound. No, it's actually a fuzzier flavor of overdrive, and that's the kind of fuzz I love. It's dirty, it's rotten, it's bleh, it's rusty. The name is perfect. Let's go P90 in the back. In terms of taking the tone down, it gets a little bit darker, which is nice to adjust to your amp. In terms of adding, it adds more high end than it subtracts it. Let's put it this way. You can get a very nasty sound if you all the way dial it, if you dial it all the way up. Could be really nice for higher pads with some delay on it, things like this. Because in the bottom end, it adds a lot of energy, and that energy compresses, but in the high end, it doesn't. So this could be very nice. My fingers are too fat. There's definitely that thick fuzz compression happening. So let's record a loop and see how different amps behave with a Rusty Fuzz. I'm gonna go through the amps quickly without the fuzz, then turn it on, and then you can hear how those clean channels react. Here we go. Interesting, very interesting. For some reason, the AC30 didn't like it. Well, it didn't have that fizzy, sparkly high end that all the other amps had. The AC30 kind of rounded it off, which I didn't experience with any of the other drives. The AC30 sound actually kind of similar to the Houston Kettner usually. Here, huge difference. Want to do that again? Let's do that again. This is really weird. I'm gonna go Houston Kettner AC30, okay? Back and forth. Very curious. The clean sounds are almost indistinguishable. Then you put the fuzz in front of it and it's a completely different game. What we can learn from that, I don't know. What you take from that, I don't know. That's up to you. So what do we think? What do I think about the Rusty Fuzz by TC Electronic? A revamped version of a Behringer pedal with a better chassis, better knobs, probably a better foot switch, top-mounted jacks, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff makes the pedal nice, valuable, sturdy, probably much better than its predecessor, which was plastic. But how does it sound? Well, as a fan of not so many fuzz pedals, this is a fuzz sound I can get behind. It allows you to play chords, it allows you to play play dirty, mean, and still have some tone definition. I mean, it's not just all... your solo lines will come out fizzy, but still thick. You can play below the 12th fret, which for some fuzzes you cannot. And I really like it for those higher kind of sustained 8th note lines, double stops. Put some analog delay on it and have a really nice pad carpet of sound. But a vintagey kind of rusty fuzz. It's a perfect name for it. If you're in the market for a fuzz under $50, I mean, what do we have really? What do we have under $50? Almost nothing. There's the Joyo, what is it called? Voodoo? What do they call the green thing? Voodoo something. Well, it's crap. I mean, that one is just one that Voodoo Octave or something. I don't know. What is it called? That is one that just sounds broken. It's just... You can play Super Mario with that, but that's about it. So other than that, there's I think Moore has the Blue Phase, which is a fuzz, which again also only broken. In the budget price range. Hey, that's it. Apparently, this is not based on a why am I on a Big Muff? It's based on a fuzz face. It's going into the Dunlopy kind of fuzz phasey kind of Hendrixy thing. I like it. If I had to buy a fuzz under $100, I would definitely consider it in the very narrow range of options. That's all I can say. Well built, doesn't break the bank, renowned company that put their footprint on it, even though it came from a different company, and it's usable. It's a usable fuzz. That's all I can say. Go away now. Oh, if you can, please support my Patreon thing. Become a patron of my channel so I can, feed the dogs, pay my health insurance, all that stuff, because what I do is something. I do this only now for you, and obviously somehow the bills need to get paid. So if you want to support me, go right ahead. Henning Pauli at patreon.com. Just look for my name and become a patron. There's some cool rewards. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can still watch the videos and I love you. Just saying, maybe some of you want to be my patrons, whatever that means. Support what I do. Become part of the community. See ya.